What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over the absolute crappy day that Lucid's having, what the data points are saying, and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So I already did a video earlier this morning. I went over pretty much the Cole's notes of the earnings, good, bad, and the ugly. So if you're still curious, definitely pop over there to kind of take a look. But as of right now, there's roughly 10 minutes left in the trading day. It is down 13.6%. Absolutely horrific day. 144.24 million shares being traded, 80.7 is the average. So no update from Lucid itself after the earnings yesterday, which, mind you, I feel still doesn't matter it pulling back. It still was good earnings. There was some red flags in there that I'm going to once again go over, but no update from them. Nothing really posted on social media. So I think they're doing the right thing of going like radio silent, because yeah, they could definitely make things very, very bad from this stage. But as of right now, the time of doing this video, shorts are increasing 7.71 million shares. So they are definitely giving it to Lucid quite hard today. 20.75% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 247.18 million shares overall are being shorted. So shorts definitely are pouncing all over the massive negativity surrounding Lucid. And a lot of that is actually from analysts. So I want to give you a quick overview of what I mean. So the market was minding its own business, very optimistic about the earnings, and then all of a sudden it just drops. And a lot of people might be wondering what the hell happened here. There wasn't any news, no articles, rather it was when TipRanks updated this. So there was a couple more that did come out since my earlier video, but you do have John Murphy, $1 sell rating downgrade. So John Murphy has a 54% success rating, and he was actually one of the biggest bulls out there. A huge fan of Lucid, and so you can even tell from the earnings yesterday he was rather disappointed. And again, I'm going to go over exactly what I mean by that. But so $1 sell. You also had initiated coverage, $3 by Andre Shepard, Cantor Fitzgerald, and I kind of complained about this a couple months ago, how he didn't actually give a official rating. A lot of people were saying that, hey, a $5 rating came in and it was from him, Andre Shepard, but essentially he actually gave a unofficial rating because he only did an article stating that he feels $5 is where it should be at, but he didn't actually post it to TipRanks because he probably didn't want it to affect his rating, which is absolutely bad in general because it's 40%. So you had that one. Morgan Stanley, Adam Jonas, which is kind of weird because out of anything now he's kind of seeming like a bull, which is absolutely insane despite giving a sell rating, but $3 seems to be optimistic now. So you have that 350 Stifel Nicholas, and then you had Tom yesterday, $2 rating. That's by RBC, 45% success rating. So as soon as he saw the numbers, he just hit $2 and that's it. Didn't care about the earnings or anything. He just immediately did $2. So all of this together, $2.64 is that consensus, a 17.07% upside. So I did my video earlier today. Like I said, I went over the good, the bad, and the ugly, and hopefully you guys appreciate that. I'm not here to sugarcoat, not here to get you guys to buy or sell. I just interpret exactly what's happening. So like I said, the market was minding its own business, doing its thing, and then a bunch of ratings came out, all very negative. And so, for instance, we can kind of pull up one of these, and it goes to show exactly what the mentality of, let's say, Bank of America is thinking. So Lucid Group is downgraded by Bank of America on key man risk concerns. So when it comes to Peter not being there, I've seen on social media saying, oh, some people need to drop it. It's not that big of a deal. It actually is a very big deal. He is a co-founder of Lucid. 100%. He needs to be there. And I get it. A lot of people wanted him down, but you need to pass the torch on. Like, you cannot just abruptly leave, but yet still stay on, receiving a $120,000 a month pay package. Like, they are making more in 1 month than a typical person by being a made up position. As I said in my video earlier, he must have messed up in some regard, either misspoke during an interview or just messed up beyond belief that it's too damaging to fire a founder. 100% Lucid would be down like 20 something percent if they outright fired him. So they just made a position and they're just paying him to stay quiet. So don't anticipate all that much, most likely from Peter from now until 2027. But essentially, analysts are really concerned over that. In addition to this right here. So what I found was a big negative was this was asked, and Gagnon, who was the interim CFO as of ended yesterday, he did not answer this. He had no idea about this. So Lucid has done a lot of these prospectuses in the past where it does show the selling stockholder right over here where it states that the PIF, they're the only one listed in this document. So it gives the PIF a out to potentially sell if they want. And it's normal. I've seen this a lot with a lot of different companies. It's kind of standard protocol, just in case big holders want to leave. It won't extremely damage the share price. So what they do is they just say, hey, if you want to sell it, it's going to result in dilution. But there was also this document that came out, and this right here was notarized. So this is a very formal now document saying that the PIF can actually sell. So it's really now bringing light to, hey, are they actually considering to sell? So I think there's just a lot of grayness and big question marks. A lot of the market does not like question marks. So analysts are really concerned over that, neglecting all the positives. So there was a lot of good things that Lucid did state, that they reconfirmed that there are other projects. So the touring midsize are still on schedule. They have hands-free coming out, partnerships coming out. So a lot of big things are coming, but analysts choose not to focus on that, rather the negatives, such as the PIF potentially selling or reducing some of their position, and then Peter leaving. That's resulting in these crazy ratings, which is kind of comical. So let's kind of think about Bank of America, for instance. So pulling up the latest 13Fs, we do see that based on just common stock they had as of, they disclosed it February the 14th, they had 3.3 million shares of common stock. So huge increase quarter over quarter, and all of this did occur during Q4, mind you. But call options, 2.3 million. So a fairly good amount. Once again, they did increase quarter over quarter, 168%, but they have a staggering 8.5 million in puts. So Bank of America has a very large financial interest in Lucid going down. And just based on this 8.5 million, just what has happened since ultimately the end of Q4, they probably made a good 20 something, was it 24 million most likely, at least. It's hard to kind of estimate without targets or strike prices and stuff, but just an estimate based on how many they have and in relation to how much has gone down. It's like crazy. So there's a hell of a lot of manipulation that has been happening all over the place with Lucid. So even right now, shorts increasing like 7.71 million is just mind-blowing out of everything. So 20.75% of the free floats being shorted works out to be 247.18 million shares. Moving over to options though, so 2.41 million in calls, 10 million in puts. 43% of all the options being done today are bearish in nature. So still, despite everything, you're not seeing any optimism for the most part based on that. Of the call options that are being purchased, now you see a consensus for it to be roughly around that $3 range. So 3 seems to be the cap leading into the earnings. There was a good consensus for 450 and above, but unfortunately, with everything, analyst ratings, now people are just hoping for $3. Then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub 2, and it looks like it will continue to break down throughout 2025 because sub $1 is anticipated based on December 19th. So not the best chain of events. And so far I've been monitoring just to see any abnormal transactions on the secondary market to possibly insinuate the PIF might be unloading through the dark pool. Nothing. So at least there's a ton of volume, but it's not coming from the PIF, hopefully, and everything else like that. So these are all the transactions on the secondary, or sorry, the dark pool above $100,000. Right now, with it at $2.26, it is trading between this S2 and this S3. So $1.97 will be a strong support. $2.37 will be that next strong target / resistance point. So in the short term, you really want to watch for Lucid to get above that $2.37. If not, you're going to see more of a further pullback. On the chart itself, the only thing that is positive that I do want to bring up is the fact that it is oversold now. But aside from that, it's below all the key pivotal moving averages. And honestly, all it needs is maybe one positive rating or just some positive news in regards to, like, let's say partnerships. But I think now Lucid needs to prove themselves. Lucid stated 20,000. They need to really hit a home run, and it's going to come down to the number. So if Lucid doesn't hit their targets for 2025, regrettably, I think this might be kind of a huge defining moment for Lucid, and we're going to look back and refer to this earnings as the key that really broke it, or potentially laid the foundation for it to succeed. But regardless, this earnings was going to be a big thing for Lucid, and it's really unfortunate. For face value, they did hit a triple beat. They did actually beat on earnings per share. They beat on revenue by 22.71 million, and they did give relatively good future guidance. But like I said, Wall Street is just focusing so much on the negatives. So market just closed right now. So it closed at, looks like, the $2.26. Now all eyes are going to be on NVIDIA. So what they're going to give for future guidance, how their earnings is going to be. And so we'll see how that all plays out. But definitely it's going to be a fun ride. So let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Give yourself a shout out if you bought the dip, if you sold. Like I showed you this morning, I did buy 1,000 shares at $2.50. I thought it was a good buy at that stage, but clearly should have maybe waited, or possibly even waited a little bit, a couple more days. But let me know your general thoughts on all of that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And where do you see things going, at least in the short term? Do you see a recovery, or do you just see more blood? So what's your kind of takeaway? And one final thing, if you're looking for some kick-ass buy signals, pop over to my Patreon and get buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them are on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.